Woke up this morning to a big thump. I thought the cats had knocked something off of the porch, like something heavy. But it was like a 15-20 foot limb that come off of that maple tree there. We cleared out most of the trees so Natalie can get her wheelchair out here. And most of this can be, or a lot of this can be used on our kind of aged wood chip raised bed. It did hit this big avocado tree and broke several limbs off of it, bent it down, but I kind of restaked it. Dropped our last avocado from this tree, which hopefully is old enough now to ripen in the next 2 or 3 days inside. The other half of the tree are big pile of limbs that fell, broke off of the red maple. So a lot of people don't have access to all these fallen trees and limbs and leaves, and fortunately or unfortunately sometimes if they land in the wrong spot, we have plenty falling all of the time. Morning glories are sure happy with all this rain, I guess. Look at there. Like our shell ginger is producing some new sprouts from the ground, and I kind of wondered if this was going to come back up because I kept it in a bucket of water for like a month or more before I planted them out. The top portion, the leaves and all seem to be dying and shriveling, but it shot new shoots up from the bottom. Looks like our arrowroot is getting its first flower. If I can actually get it to look, there we go. So look at all the ants in this pumpkin flower. I wonder if ants are pollinators. This is still a male. No females yet that I can tell. But let me see if I can zoom this out. I cut this vine back somewhere around that just a couple days ago, and it's grown all the way out here. Probably 10 foot of growth in like 2 days, 3 days. You know, and it's way over there too. It's like, it's grown 20 foot that way and like 10 foot this way. So this when I was first saying, oh, this is getting big, it's like 40 to 60 foot. Then I was like, well, it's like 60 to 80. There's easily 100 foot of vines here, if not more. Still no female flowers yet, as I said. As far as the wood chipped, aged wood chip raised bed that we're working on. The other day I posted a video with saying the ants have left, or it seemed that way. So yesterday, I believe it was, if not the day before, I started scraping around the top and the ants were back. So they must have been just underground. We were getting ready to plant something right here, a tree. Let's see if they're still here. Maybe it depends on the time of day and how much rain and sun we got, because they were all over this top just yesterday. So they're somewhere underground or whatever. We might just have to give it a little bit more time. Sweet potato flowers. If you've never seen one, they look like morning glories, don't they? Or a lot like it. They're actually related. So this Mexican perennial sunflower, it broke off the other day and I put it in the ground. I've tried to root a few of these, and I've heard they're invasive. You can just lay them down sideways and they'll produce multiple plants. But I've tried to root some in water and different stuff, and they just didn't seem to take. Maybe the actual stems that I had were too green, but there is definitely new growth here. And the main one I got that's alive, it keeps falling down in wind and rainstorms and breaking, and so I figured I'd try somewhere else and see how it does. Wow, I walked past this a minute ago and didn't even see it. Probably because it's about 8 foot in the air. But we have our first annual Mexican sunflower. Let's see if I can pull it down without breaking the stem. Wow, look at that. Has some more blooms and stuff on it that just haven't opened up yet. So very pretty, very pretty. The orange is a very pretty one, and this is one too that's got a bloom there that hasn't opened up yet. Some blood, I guess you could say buds, bloom buds, flower buds. Yep. As I said earlier, that the pumpkin was going that way 10 foot in the last few days. It's come out here 20 foot plus, almost into the banana mound, another 15 feet, and it'll probably hit that banana mound there. So here's the tip of it. Can't even see the original, like where it's rooted, the patch. There's a nice katydid on it. Kind of blending in with the environment. It's hard to tell what else it could be growing that's just covered up with pumpkins and weeds and stuff, dog fennel, Bidens, stuff along the fence line I may have planted, things that I planted before that big maple limb fell over there that is, you know, hopefully still alive. So, and hopefully everything's perennial, it'll survive the heat, you know, the first year's heat and drought and then flooding, and then we got to worry about the everything surviving the winter. So it'd be nice if we had a mild winter this first winter when we started, you know, since we've started working on this wetlands permaculture area, just to get everything going. So there's one of our best grafts that have taken on the pawpaw. Just showing you some growth. I'm kind of away from it, zooming in, but that's pretty much it for now. The mosquitoes have eaten my butt up. This is the worst year since Natalie has been here of mosquitoes, and probably the worst year in a long time. And a big reason for that is all of the honeybee keepers have been railing against mosquito spraying, and this is a swamp. People say, you know, just don't move to a wetlands or a swamp area. You know, if you don't like mosquitoes, you know, use some kind of natural repellent. But people do get comfortable after a while of having minimal mosquitoes, or a brief season here and there after flooding and hot weather. Before the freezes, you know, we get a freeze or two that hopefully kills them off for a few months, or at least minimizes them. But yeah, people get comfortable after a while, and they kind of expect the mosquito population to be kept in check by spring. And then you have all these people, beekeepers and stuff. And I'm sure anybody doing gardening, some people probably do gardening and beekeeping and goats and livestock, chickens, ducks, and everything. Aquaponics are probably in agreement that that's bad for the bees, bad for the environment, which, you know, means less pollination of vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. But sacrifice one thing for another, and that's kind of how life is.